Hey guys, what's going on? Tyraco here, back with a video that is super exciting for me, okay? So the Scarab King is a guy who's a lot of people are having trouble with right now, honestly, and I had trouble with him a lot on floor 100. Now, there's a champion. This is not going to be a very long video, ideally. I mean, there's not a whole lot I can do. I can't really stretch this out too long. So, if you're here, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're enjoying this content, guys, go ahead and give it a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you can actually use this champion and subscribe. And if you watch through the video, I can't tell you how much that helps me out. It's massive with getting this video pushed out to more people, getting my channel some more exposure. So thank you all very much for that. Now, this champion, Metalshaper, is a champion I'm talking about who is literally a Scarab King carry, okay? And now, there might be some champions you say, oh, this guy carries in this area, yada, yada, yada. This dude literally carries on the Scarab King level. Like, I think he's the best, okay? I'm going to explain to you why. Now, I pulled this champion a few days ago, and I've heard some people talking about, oh yeah, he's so good, and this ability made sense. Yeah, places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, the value of shield, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't matter how much the shield is, he just has the buff. That's what we want. So, 2 turns. Places it for 2 turns. Beautiful. Now, it is 3-turn cooldown when it's not booked. You have to have this booked if you want to use him. That is a reason why I didn't use him for a long time, because I only had 6 rare books, and I had more than 6 possible book spots for this to land. However, I was like, you know, the Scarab King is being very difficult right now, so I have to get a champion that people can use to help him out, and I want a champion for myself that I can use to get me through that level. I spent like 15 minutes earlier trying to beat him, and I have a good champion. So I went in there just now, built this champion up. He blew my mind. He is so helpful. Now, when it comes to gearing him, he literally has no masteries whatsoever, okay? Completely naked, other than his gear. Gear, super simple, literally just speed, okay? This dude has 10,000 HP points. That is garbage. Basically no defense, no attack, nothing. Only thing that matters is his speed. You have to have him the fastest on your team, okay? He can't go second fastest. He has to be the fastest if you want him to keep shields up on everybody. You also cannot have relentless sets on anybody, because if they go extra turns and one of the shield buffs fall off, they attack. Because he's not going to have very big shields, the shield's just going to fall off. They're going to be pointless, okay? So 30, 3-star ascended, works perfect. Not a problem at all. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the other champions I'm bringing. If you want to see this, just hang around for a second. If not, jump to the next part of the video, and you won't see these champion builds. But I want to go ahead and show you the other champions and what they're looking like. So my allure is my turn meter reduction. If I didn't have allure, I'd probably bring like a Armiger, an uncommon champion, very good for consistent turn meter reduction. Against a force enemy, which the Scarab King is force, he works amazing. When it comes to Armiger, allure, whatever it may be, the turn meter, you want to make sure those champions are going really fast. Now, if you bring a champion who can apply a slow debuff, like for me, for example, I'm bringing Stagnite. Stagnite does apply a slow, so the turn meter obviously feels a little bit slower for the Scarab King, which helps me not have to have as crazy high speed for my turn meter reduction champions, and I don't have to get as worried about it. Now, allure is weak affinity, so there are weak hits that come into play. Not a huge deal though, because I also bring Cold Heart alongside her for a big turn meter reduction. If I didn't have Cold Heart, I just throw another Armiger in there, to be honest, because Armiger is amazing. Cold Heart really just helps with the wave clear a little bit, and then she helps with some turn meter reduction, just because I don't have anybody else besides Lysandra. Lysandra can help when it comes to the Scarab King, of course, but I don't want to have to re-gear her specifically for the Scarab King. This is what Stagnite's looking like. His shield doesn't really even matter because he's not going first, like I said. He does have a shield set though. That's what I use for my typical runs. My Cold Heart, I'm not for sure which one of these I'm using in the run, but they're both built literally the same. Their masteries are a little different, but if you want to build off of one of their masteries, build off of this one. This specific mastery down here at the bottom, I use if I have less than 220% crit damage before applying this mastery. If I had like 220% with my gear, I would go Helm Smasher instead for a little bit of extra damage. But this isn't a Cold Heart god, so I'm not going to get too in-depth in that. But we have, and then Gala. Gala Longbraids is my champion who's wearing the Destroy set. If I didn't have Gala, what I would be looking to bring is preferably a Spirit champion, maybe a Spirit-bound Bower, Soulbound Bower. She's a Spirit champion, has a turn meter reduction, and has a nice built-in crit rate into her kit. Throw a Destroy set on her, very, very good. There's some new champions as well that have a built-in decreased percent of enemy max HP, very nice also. Obviously, whenever you're fighting the Scarab King, the more damage you do to his shield and his max HP, get that percentage lower down, the more damage you do to him. So nobody in this team, honestly, is like crucial, and like the only champion who's like making this team actually work other than Metalshaper. Metalshaper is the one champion who ties this whole team together and allows it to actually work. It's literally 100% auto, okay? Now this is floor 100 on normal. Metalshaper is going to work excellent on hard mode as well. Now, honestly, anything other than getting his speed up high, Metalshaper should always work for anybody. I don't see why he would fail on hard mode, especially since the boss does the same thing, right? The boss strips your buffs, takes your buffs. If you don't have shields, yada, 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 you have to have shields. So definitely make sure you have that. Stag Knight's giving a nice little shield to protect Coldheart here. My people should be fine. I've ran this a few different times and everybody survived, but this team's not like optimized by no means. I really just want to showcase Metalshaper, and I feel like this is the best way to do it with not bringing champions who are like geared to the T, just perfect champions for this run. Just bringing like mediocre champions. You guys let me know your opinion. That's what I value the most. Is this run valuable to you? Do you actually see the ability of Metalshaper when a run like this happens? Now, he didn't use his shield there because I guess there's already a shield up, or he messed up in the last wave. He actually casted his shield, I bet, on the last turn. I bet that's what happened, which it works out fine for me because I had a shield set on my Stag Knight. So keep that in mind. If your Metalshaper gets to the boss, in his first turn, he's not casting that shield, then you need to do manual on the previous wave to make sure he actually has that shield buff available and ready. Because if he doesn't, and he gets to this boss, doesn't cast a shield, your team's gonna die. No question asked, no ifs, ands, or buts, they're gonna die. Unless you have a shield set on another champion. If not, they're gonna get counterattacks and it's gonna be game over. But if it's all good, then you just go through like this, no problem. Even if the Scarab Lord attacks, actually this is gonna fall apart, just because he actually got his turn meter. Allure is pretty sketchy on this level, so I'm gonna have to reset this, guys, and run it through it again. I'm gonna skip this video to the point of us being back to the Scarab King, just to show you guys that this perfectly works so you don't have to sit through this. So I'll be back in just a few seconds. As soon as I get to the Scarab King, I'll show you guys what's going on. All right, guys, so we're back to the Scarab King now. So like I was saying, it's bound to happen, right? Allure is bound to have it happen whenever I finally decide to make a video showing you guys how this team work. She just crumbles under the pressure. I guess that's what it is. And she doesn't land her decreased turn meter. So hopefully here she does her job, lands it at least most of the time, okay? I'm not even saying she has to land it all the time, just at least most of the time. If I had armor gears built up, then they'd be no problem. They would land their stuff. So, I mean, maybe I have to switch Allure out. Maybe I have to retire her. I used to use her, but now that I have Lysandra, she gets 0 use. So Armor would probably get more use than her because I'd actually use him on this dungeon right here. But as you can see, now that she's doing her job, I guess I'm talking bad about her. She decided, hey, let's actually reduce the turn meter. So as long as you got somebody to reduce the turn meter, Metalshaper will 100% keep the shield up the entire time. Like I said, you got to make sure nobody's outspeeding him. So if you have an issue getting to the boss, maybe check your masteries. Make sure you don't have any like masteries that are like the speed kills or something. I'm not sure what mastery is called, but the Whirlwind of Death, I think might be what it is. But it gives you extra speed based on enemies you kill. So if you have that, get rid of that. If it's going to be interfering with Metalshaper going first, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This mastery right here, this was a problem for me. Whirlwind of Death, yeah, increases speed by 6 for each enemy killed. For example, if I had that on my Stag Knight, he would easily surpass Metalshaper's speed because it goes from 18 speed. Stag Knight would be at 220. Pretty good at math, I know. Stag Knight would be at 220, and Metalshaper is sitting at what, 216. So Stag Knight would be going before him. But make sure your champions don't have that on them. And if there's anything else that could increase their speed, make sure that's not happening to them. And then this run's literally gonna be no problem for you guys. Let me know if you try out Metalshaper. He's actually extremely easy to build. He literally does not have to go past level 30, 3-star ascended, okay? An excellent champion. Does he even need to be 3-star ascended? I forget what it actually does whenever he gets ascended. Let me see. So, I guess nothing. So he doesn't even have to be ascended. Doesn't even have to be level 30. I guess he could be level 1. I wish I would have made a video like that. That'd been some good clickbait, guys. But since I didn't clickbait you with the level 1 Metalshaper, all I ask is you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you use Metalshaper and how you like him, guys. Hopefully, this video helps you out. I showed you all my champions builds, so hopefully you can implement those possibly. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.